So, it's nighttime, we're all meeting up at this monument. One of the monuments in the Herb Scenic route. Ah, there it is, Amber Monument. I was trying to remember which one this was. Well, hopefully... Well, yep, they haven't been stopped. Good. I mean, you'd think the Intelligence Division would have stepped up patrols here at night, but, Julia's pretty good at her job. Yeah, they actually do. There's also quite a few citizens who suspect the Intelligence Division. So not everyone is firmly on their side. Yeah, once again, a protagonist who was sort of the unlikely leader and is a little nervous about, everything resting on their shoulders. Yep, Estelle is suddenly in command of all of these people, way more experienced than she is. That's an incredibly hard ask for Estelle, I'm so sorry about that. Well, looks like the distraction team fulfilled their mission. That is a lot of soldiers, though. Okay, so we're in control. Time for the rescue party to begin their operation. One thing that I want to do quickly though, I'm actually going to transfer both of Joshua's currently equipped items to Estelle. Now, this isn't necessary to do right now, but you're going to want the Gladiator Belt and Grail Locket on Estelle for a bit later on, shall we say. Okay, I think that's everything set up. I just realized there's actually something that would have made grabbing Estelle's ultimate weapon instead of Joshua's a lot more useful. I'll probably add that in as an annotation or an amendment to that last part. And I just... oh, like that moment. I love that moment so much. It's just like... he's like, oh, looks like I'm backed against the river. Whoop, nope, whoop, no you go in the water. And then the guy just goes vroom into the water and just stays there. I mean, if we don't want to really kill people, we should probably get that guy out of there because his armor might be causing him to sink and drown, but I don't know, that's just something that I always found kind of funny with the sprites. So, inside the villa, we will have a number of forced fights. And yeah, we've never actually been in here before. Yep, and they just appeared out of the corner of the screen because full screen mode. We're the people who are about to kick your asses! So anyway, yeah, more special ops soldiers. This battle background's really cool though. Yeah, basic special ops gunners and a special ops soldier. We've fought these guys over and over again. No real need to mince things here. Let's just straight up do this. I do have seal protection on most people. Somebody's gonna get a critical turn. That's not good. Is there any way I can stop that? I could use Zin's S-Craft, but honestly, do I need to save that for later or not? I guess we'll find out. You're gonna get the Arrow Storm going. And I'll be ready on Zin's S-Craft. Let's see. How about you... No, I want you at 200 CP. I don't have any strength buffing food, do I? I do have a little bit. That's unfortunately my last monster sushi. That hits you both, and now let's swipe that crit turn and go for a Shinku Hadouken to hit these two. Okay, that did way more damage than I expected. Nice one, strength buff. Oh, and I was totally out of range for that. I think we're just barely out of the area for that one. But anyway, now Joshua can kind of spam Flicker to his heart's content. Delay, I guess I can just smack you in the face, or miss entirely, even though I have hit boosting quartz on, because why not? I wonder if this will do it. No, not quite. They still hit pretty hard, and Joshua is still kind of fragile. Okay, first batch of enemies are down. So we need to keep moving after healing, of course. And I have, like, yes, literally 70 ice creams, so I may as well make good use of them. I'll need those to top off my CP for a later fight, that's not going to be here, though. So, in here is the central part of the Royal Villa, and we're about to be attacked again. Get used to this. We're going to have quite a few special ops fights on our hands, but at least we get to hear the special ops battle theme again, which is pretty amazing. I guess I can go for a white Johanna over a little further forward. So obviously that's where the dog's going to be going. Yeah, well, when Aerial and Arrow Storm have the exact same amount of delay on them, no reason not to go for Arrow Storm. I was wondering why why only 2 people were flinching from that. You can quite easily tell whether an attack is hit on this based on whether someone's flinching or not. I do kind of like how these soldiers used to constitute boss fights in their own right, but at this point, they're basically just normal enemies. In fact, yeah, that's exactly what they are. Yeah, let's get all 3 of you with this. Yeah, look how much CP Joshua has now. I mean, it's partly due to Ice Cream, but it's also partly due to just how good the... Anyway, it really shows how much stronger we've become, that these guys are really just basic enemies at this point. Just in case this doesn't finish you, I'll use Flicker. But it did. Looks like these guys are immune to instant death then, because it said resist, and the only other status ailment I've got on Joshua is Death Blow. In that case, I might as well swap that over to... Although I'm pretty sure they're immune to blind as well. So yeah, quite a few soldiers in the castle is right. Here's how this segment works. Every time you enter and exit a room, there's a random chance of special ops soldiers attacking you. Yeah, the one time in this game there's actual random encounters. So the first thing you want to do here is examine this door. It's locked. And you want to examine this thing first because of, well, reasons that I will explain shortly that I may have run afoul of on my test playthrough that I'm trying desperately to make sure you don't repeat. So the correct room to enter first, I believe, is this one right here. Because there's someone here, Chamberlain Raymond. We actually didn't. This is the right room. However, we're gonna have to fight a bunch of people. They are drunk though, so I love Joshua's line there. Well, hopefully we're gonna knock them out so badly they just think this was a hangover afterwards. Chaos Brand is also really effective here. I like how this fight's also essentially a preemptive strike for the party. You guys have become pretty evasive though. I probably could have used motivation still. Or morale. I keep forgetting. I think motivation is the cold steel one. I've been making that mistake since the very start of the game. Okay, so here White Gahana is going to cost me a little more, but I can't get all of you at Hellgate. Well, I can at least Chaos Brand one of them. You will definitely want to be using Chaos Brand a little later in this segment. Right now, it's still pretty useful. Shadow Breathing again. I was about to say, do you have any AoE attacks? And then I just realized your only AoE attack is this. Which I may as well go for right now. I could have waited for the 10% strength turn, but hey, this way Joshua gets it. And Dual Strike. Yeah, again, it's actually really satisfying taking down Special Ops troops this quickly. Because again, they were practically boss fights earlier in the game. We're so strong, they're regular enemies now. I like how Raymond's hiding under the bar there. Oh no, don't worry, we're not here for that. We're actually here for the exact opposite. Yes, we are. We're with the Bracer Guild, and we're here to rescue you. I had a feeling this was you. Yeah, they said Niall must have had an informant in the Royal Villa. That's this guy. Oh yeah, we know him pretty well at this point. Okay, that was you then. Unfortunately, it turned out that, yeah, this place was kind of under lock and key by the Intelligence Division. He definitely knew what he was getting into, though. He knew the risks. But the truth is, it was the exact opposite. No, it's fine. We're here to sort this all out. The Crest Room? Otherwise known as Edelgard's least favorite room in the whole world. Yeah, so if you haven't examined that door and found out that it's locked, Raymond will not actually tell you where the key is, because you won't think to ask about a key since you don't know the door is locked. Yeah, that's why I made sure to examine the door earlier. So, the spare key. Yeah, this is where knowledge of prior playthroughs can actually come back to bite you. He says it's hidden somewhere in the gallery, and I know exactly where the gallery is from previous playthroughs. The problem is that this follows typical video game logic of the key doesn't exist until you know the door is locked. So yeah, if you haven't examined that locked door, you will not think to ask about the key, and thus you won't, even if you examine where the key is, you won't find it, because it doesn't exist until the story demands that it exists. So, yeah, also, you want to make sure that you are fully healed up before you leave any room, because as I said, every time you leave one of these rooms, there's a random chance of getting into a fight with special ops soldiers. Okay, I think I'm just going to go ahead and S-break with Joshua here. No need to waste any time. As I thought, that got all of them. Nice. And I thought he'd get a level up out of that. He's only barely behind Estelle. Okay, so like I said, the gallery is, I believe the gallery is this one. I was wrong. And I paid the price for it. Yeah, this segment's really annoying, by the way. Especially if you're on a first-time playthrough and don't know where everything is. Or if you're on a third-time playthrough and, are forgetting where everything is.
They messed with the wrong guy.
Please tell me the gallery is this one. And again, it's actually random. You don't always get into a fight, but, well, I guess I'm getting more experience this way. I've got to look on the bright side sometimes.
Savor the victory.
Okay, I actually think this one's the gallery. Yes, this is the gallery. Good, okay, we got the right one. So the key is in this big urn, I believe. Yep, there we go. So again, even if you know the key is here, the key will not exist until you've examined the door, and then I believe you have to talk to Raymond right afterwards. It does make sense that the characters wouldn't know to ask about the key if they didn't know the door was locked, but from a gameplay standpoint, especially if you're on a second playthrough and already know where the key is, it can get a bit annoying. I do always like it in games where you actually do get the opportunity to sequence break, and if you do so, the characters have unique dialogue for it and react in very interesting ways. Okay, so when you go in here, there will be some more fights. Alright, this corridor in particular. Okay, it might not be a bad idea to save at this point if you're really worried, because there's a pretty tough fight coming up. These guys right here. We have not fought these kind of special ops soldiers before. While they're carrying those giant halberds, probably not. So, we have to fight... Oh, great, they're attacking already. Yeah, they do a lot of damage. Don't... Oh, that's bad. I should have done an S-break there. So, yeah, these guys here are heavily armed soldiers. They hit incredibly hard, and this is why you want to confuse them ASAP. Please tell me I'm in range for specialty eggnog. I am, thanks to my move quartz on Zin. Because, yeah, they also hit each other incredibly hard if they're confused. Yeah, they basically two-shot you, so, like, even if you're not on Nightmare mode... Yeah, this fight can easily be a pain if you're not careful. This is, fortunately, one of the very few times you actually have to fight these types of special ops soldiers, though. They don't really commit them to the fray all that often. In fact, I may as well set up an Earth War line here. I guess I'll put it on these two. They should be distracted by each other while they're confused, but I don't want to entirely count on it. Can't get both with Flicker though. Oh, one of them just unconfused. Dang it, I just barely didn't notice that. That is bad. Do you have Chaos Brand? You do not have Chaos Brand. That could be a serious, serious problem. At least we're Earth-ruled, apart from, Joshua. I love they just lay into each other with those giant halberds if you confuse them. And I'm gonna, you know, make the most of confusion while I still can, because it got pretty badly nerfed in the second game. Oh, great. Ow. Yeah, that attack has a very weird AoE on it. I'm not sure exactly what the AoE is. I kind of wish you could see the AoE on enemy attacks sometimes. Should be able to get something in. Let's go for Arrow Storm. And I can flicker both of them. And this should do it. Okay, one of them's still up. Let's just finish him. There we go.
Savor the victory. We earned it.
I like how even the victory theme is cut off here. And with that, that was actually our last challenge in the villa. And if you look closely, you'll notice General Morgan's granddaughter. Estelle, really? Really? And so the mirror finally drops. Yeah, many people figured this out in advance. It was kind of obvious starting from the beginning of the final chapter when she was talking to Julia. But yes, Chloe and Princess Claudia are one and the same. That's why she was able to call in Julia and the Royal Guard during the whole Mayor Dalmore incident. I still love how Estelle not only, first doesn't recognize Chloe in that outfit, and second, takes like several minutes to realize that Chloe is actually the princess. So yes, Jill actually knew all along. Jill, Hans, and Dean Collins all knew. We'll find that a bit later. But yeah, this line makes a little bit more sense in Japanese, where her name is Close, which comes from the kuro from Claudia and the end of her last name. But Chloe sounds a bit more natural as a name in English, so I appreciate this translation. Yeah, you'd be more easily recognized. Yeah, Niles actually met her before several times. And yep, that means Dunan is her uncle. And you actually met in person, and Dunan didn't recognize her as Chloe. So, yeah, he's a complete moron. I'm pretty sure you already know about most of it. Yeah, true, you would have been even more motivated. So I think now you see why it was so important for Chapter 2 to have developed Chloe's character so much. It didn't seem all that vital to the plot then, but it definitely is now. We weren't keeping our eyes on the entrance. Yeah, you'd know that if you went out of your way to talk to her earlier. True, and they need to pull off that political marriage with her too. I love how they actually use the victory theme for this moment. And that right there is probably my favorite and most satisfying instance of sprite-on-sprite violence in this game. And yeah, I've never actually let the victory screen play out for very long, but yeah, the song actually does have more in it than just the first few notes. I knew we'd get that sound. And no more victory theme, sadly. That's pretty much Olivier's main role, other than being an incredibly good arts user. Why am I not surprised you would react that way? Olivier, I really don't think she saw you in that way to begin with. Yes, the A word, the one thing that can immediately bring him back in line. That and distill staff to the face. Oh, okay then. They weren't watching the water, were they? Yeah, he was still here. Yeah, you two have not actually met yet, have you? This would be like a full party reunion if only Tita and Agate were here. Yeah, I knew who that was. But if Julie is back, that probably means the other 4 braces succeeded. And so the Royal Villa is back under our control. Certainly a more impressive base of operations than the Guild branch back at Grancel. Ah yes, the inverse of the aptitude skill from Fire Emblem. No, please no, that's going way too far. Yeah, finally that revelation. I may have kind of prematurely spoiled that ahead of time, but the sounds made were the same sounds that Sieg makes during Camphor and just flying and generally in cutscenes. Kurt did say he saw something flash past the window. Ah yes, the best way to prevent bird-based messages. Just use a room with no windows. You, Joshua, was the one who thought there were explosives planted in the room. This is just the beginning. Yeah, if they send more reinforcements here, they could very easily paint us as terrorists, especially since we're working with Julia, who's already been painted as one. So if we're gonna do something, we might have to do it right now. True, but that would involve those countries in our issues. Yet another official request. Our second from royalty. From retaking one villa and rescuing the princess to going one higher, retaking the castle and rescuing the queen. We knew this was coming eventually. Yeah, there is that giant gate that they say is impenetrable. Please tell me it doesn't involve Joshua in a maid outfit again. Now, Estelle's text is covering this up, but some of this might actually be a little recognizable to you if you are very familiar with the layout of the sewers. This is an accurate map of the entire Grand Cell sewers. And there's a secret passageway into the castle. Meanwhile... about that... Also, there's a couple of soldiers in the back there that are still sprites that the others just walk through, but I guess that's another issue with full screen mode.